Hello and welcome back to InfinitE, where the entertainment is limitless. Today I'm with Shweta, Ninand, Priya, Reni, Ashim, and Sneha. And so I found these guys on YouTube actually, and that's like the first time, not really the first time I saw them. I saw them in an event in Taiwan. Then I saw them on YouTube because I think one of their videos was shared on Facebook. And so I was like, why not have these guys on the show and they can share their experience of making videos on YouTube or just making videos in general and what they actually make their videos on. So anyone would just love to introduce themselves. Even though I did introduce your guys' name, you can just go on and just say hi and all that, and just warm up.
Okay,
Okay,
I'll say I'm Asim. I'm living in Taiwan for more than 10 years now. I came here in 2009. I'm working in IT sector, and I love singing right from my college days. And when we met each other, and all of us, we had some passion towards singing and dancing, and also we just hit it off. Yeah.
and I moved to Taiwan in 2011. So yeah, it's been almost 10 years now, and it's a beautiful country to live in. I'm currently working as an English teacher with a public elementary school, and yes, I always was very passionate about dancing. So when I was in Mumbai, I went for Shamak Dawa classes and Terence Lewis. So yeah, I've always been like a dance lover. And after moving to Taiwan, I met Reni, Priya, Shweta, and
Ninad
we
also.
and all of us had this common liking. So that's how we formed our group, the Spectrum Divas. Yes.
I didn't know Ninand was part of Spectrum Divas, but
Yes,
that's
yes.
interesting.
But we all had a common interest in singing and dancing, and that's how we formed both Desi Club and Spectrum Divas. That's what I wanted to say actually.
No worries.
Yes, music like singing and dance both. So yeah,
Alright.
now we'll speak about DC, of course. So maybe Priya, Reni, Shweta, Ninad can start. Yeah.
Hi, this is Shweta. Actually, my name is Shweta Ambara. I'm working as the project manager and researcher at Taipei Medical University. And we moved here in 2010. Yeah, and so it's been more than 10 years we are living here. And since then, we are living in the same community and with all lovely friends around us. And yeah, so this is Ninad.
Yeah, yeah. Myself Ninad, and yeah, so we moved in here like in 2010, and I'm also working in IT. So yeah, I mean, just because of music and passion, we are like working together, and we hope yeah, we continue this journey throughout our life. That's it.
Hello, I'm Shankri Priya. You can call me Priya. I'm working in IT sector as well. I moved to Taiwan since Jan 2012, and yeah, it's been like 10 years already. We met in our community actually, so we're all living together. I mean, living in the same community together.
No worries.
That is how we meet each other, and we share our thoughts about the music and dance, and we all connected.
I'm Reni, and I did my PhD at TMU, Taipei Medical University. It's the same university as Sweta and Priya studied in.
We studied together.
Yes. So we are all TMU alumni. And I recently graduated from the Department of Neuromedicine. But during my college days, when I was younger, I did my degree in psychology. So that's like, yeah, I'm supposed to be a psychologist, and I specialized in neuromedicine for my PhD. So right now I'm looking out for jobs in the biotech industry. And when it comes to DC, I should be honest that my contribution is very little. It's like really little. But I've always had a love for music right from my younger years. But I would say my genre, like the music genre I'm interested in, is pretty different because I'm more into English music, pop, and rock music. But recently, I would say that last year I did a bit of my DC work in 2 videos, which involved collaborating with other Indians in Taiwan. And it really interested me because, showcasing the culture of India, it's something a lot of people don't do, and that's something different we did. So that felt really nice because a lot of people recognized us for that work. And it's also being part of DC is always exciting because we see something that's something great that might happen, and we are traveling through that journey together. It feels really nice, especially when you're doing it with a group of friends you can connect with, and you can be yourself with. So that's all about me. And about Spectrum Divas, I've never danced before. Never, ever danced before. So if you look into maybe 6 years back, the video performances, I've been trying to overcome stage fright for quite a few years. But that is something the stage fright, my love for music, and to develop that interest in dance, that's something I could develop with these group of girls who are my safety place. And I can say that we've done quite good performances all around Taiwan. And now you ask anybody about the Spectrum Divas, you'll know about us. Yeah, I think we've done a lot of good work together, and I'd like to see that same growth in DC too. And we all believe that's going to happen soon. Yeah, we've got ideas.
All right. Before we go on as well, talking about TMU, I just want to put it out there. I'm filming in TMU my own TV show. I don't know if I ever told you guys this, but I'm filming my own TV show in TMU.
Oh, that's nice.
Hopefully they say yes. I've sent emails and all, but let's see. But that's just a little bit for my viewers who are going to be listening. But yeah, for them to know, I'm making my own TV show. It's going to be filmed mostly in Taiwan, but TMU is one of the locations. But we will go on to that later on. But anyways, DC, that's what we're here from. That's what we're here for. And so DC, what does DC mean, and how did you guys come up with DC, and how did it all start?
Okay, first of all, DC means Desi Club. Okay, it started back in 2016. I think I remember we went on a road trip. That was our kind of a first road trip in Taiwan. Mm-hmm. And while traveling, Asim, Sneha, Priya was there. Shweta, obviously we were going to some place in Ilan. So during that trip, we decided, we know, Asim and Priya, they are very good singers and they have so much passion about singing and everything. So Shweta, she can play a keyboard. And me and Reni, in fact, we used to go for guitar classes. We didn't utilize that talent much, but yeah. So we had something about, music in every one of us. Sneha, she loves to sing as well. So somehow, we came up with the idea, why not we start something together? We didn't have a idea about starting a music band or something, but maybe just come together and start a group where we can perform in different events, or mainly about singing. So that's how we came together, and we started this a music club or music band, you can say, as a Desi Club. So we just short form it as a DC because we all are here DC fans.
DC Comics.
DC viewers, yeah.
DC Comics.
I think you as well.
Yeah, we have DC Comics related names also.
Yeah.
Which is better embarrassing, but yeah.
Oh, I would love to know what these names are now.
So yeah, that's how we started this Desi Club, and yeah, so initially, about the journey about DC, once we started this, initially we were performing in some of the events, there were India Asia Festival, or there were a couple of more festivals around the Taiwan. So where Asim and Priya used to go and sing, we used to do editing of those musical, their singing performances. But later we thought, I mean, because Shweta and me, like we write a bit, like some songs or something. So so we came up with an idea, like why not we start our own like music or something, yeah. Or writing our own songs. So first, like it was we started with basically a remake of the original songs. Then we moved on to the
Original
compositions. Yeah.
That's
So maybe
cool.
anyone, yeah. Maybe any one of you add into this something.
Yeah, so like Ninad introduced, how the DC came into being and how that idea, that name came up. And yes, we have some extremely talented people in the group. So Shweta is an amazing lyricist. She, writes lyrics instantly. That's her talent. She's very good at the keyboard. Asim and Priya are very good singers. Ninad, of course, is multi-talented. And Rennie and me used to help with the drafting of, like, putting up the posts for upcoming events,
Like
or
marketing.
like marketing. Yes,
Social
yes,
media.
social
marketing.
media. So it's the teamwork. And as we started creating the songs and albums, we started enjoying the entire process, which was why we are still, DC exists, because the entire process we were like, really enjoying, meeting each other, thinking of ideas, bringing in that creativity. And of course, all of us have a common interest. So, music, I would say that's music. So that definitely worked out very well for us. And I have seen like how we started and where we are today. So, we are definitely doing very well. I would say that, because initially, like, we would look out for events, but now we have people inviting us, especially for big events. So, that's very motivating for us. It feels very good. It's like your own baby that's that you've seen
True.
growing. Yeah, and we've all improved in whatever we were doing. We've become like much more creative. So yeah, it's like our personal baby that we have seen growing, and we are enjoying. And in between, we did, yeah, like we can discuss that later. So maybe others can contribute.
I just had a question, like a question to basically the answers you gave. So like how, like you said that you saw it basically grow from when you first started to now, and the form of also in for YouTube form, like, right? You the year that you guys started on YouTube, and then later on now, it's a big jump if you think about it in that way, because not only that you did your YouTube stuff, but then later on, I don't know if any of the people who invited you to perform in their events saw you guys, like saw your DC channel or not, but even without them seeing or with them seeing, they have invited you and come and perform there, which is still a big jump if you think about it that way. Like surely on YouTube wise, there wasn't a growth, much of a growth, but that's okay. But event wise, where all in Taiwan and all the communities in Taiwan have invited you to come perform, that wise, I feel like it's a big jump. It's a good jump, because normally people who are singers and all that, they pop from YouTube and go there after a long time. Like it takes a while for them to come and perform on stages and all that, even though they've been performing on YouTube. You guys did that big jump, which is pretty, amazing to say. It's really, really cool at how you had that jump immediately instead of waiting for 2 3 more years. So that's a cool thing. But my question to you guys would be, um didn't you like face any difficulties going through all this process and like figuring something out? Surely there has been days where you didn't feel like putting the effort or putting the work in, because sometimes some people see the views on YouTube and be like, oh no, I'm not getting what I want. They're not getting the numbers they want, or they're not getting contacts by other people or collaborations. What difficulties did you guys face? And on top of that, how did you eliminate them?
Like for one thing, I think that if we have to pursue your journey as an artist alone, it's very difficult. But what makes it even more difficult is when you already have a profession, a full-time job, and you have to dedicate the extra hours and extra energy and extra effort to pursue something that you're passionate about. So I thought, okay, anyone, if I'm wrong, just correct me in between. But the feeling I had with all of us was that apart from the fact that we have a family to look after, and we have our own jobs, studies, and careers to look after, we have to maintain a balance between these two things. So when we first started, we were like these little kids who had a new toy to play with, and we were really excited. We were pouring our ideas, and I would say we were a little naive. Means we had a few hiccups because one person would say one thing and the other would say, no, let's do it this way, no, let's do it that way. And we are all people with different tastes. That's something that that is very difficult to find a common platform when you have different tastes and different interests. And we are all, I think all 6 of us are very different. We're very different. So when we made that first video, Yariyan, I think the one thing that, because it's on friendship, I think that is the only reason we all agreed on it. But even when we were making the video, it was like, oh no, don't wear that. It doesn't look good on camera. And then don't wear this. And then there were a lot of stuff that we were doing stuff with, playing with. But what we got out of it was a reasonably decent video and a really good, I think it kind of strengthened all of us, even in terms of personal relationships. And we were free about, expressing our viewpoints, which is very, very, very important, because when you adult up, we lose that factor, from your life. You're like all formal and all nice and we're all smiles, but we don't say what we think. So that one video helped us sort that out. And I would say that maybe after a couple of videos, there was a dry period in which we could not really focus on our creative projects. That was because of a number of reasons. Some of us started studies, some of us had babies, and life happened in between. But even then, I would say DC in general managed to, put out 2 to 3 videos. And for a fact, I wouldn't, that it's a fact that some of them even spend sleepless nights on it. And a lot of people don't see that effort, because a lot of people think, okay, it's just, you just put together some words, some lyrics, and then just put a tune to it and then just make the video. But it's not as simple as that. There's a lot of groundwork that, happened. So even though, in spite of all these challenges, I would say that we did a good job. We actually did a good job, and, like patting each other at the back. And it's so when I see what we were, like what Sneha said earlier, what we were and what we've come to be, it's a huge leap. And another thing about, I don't think we were intentional about starting the YouTube channel, right? Yeah. We were not like, we want a YouTube channel and then we want to gain money out of it. I don't think we had that in mind initially. But we thought, okay, it's a good way to make people know about us. And, like, we didn't want performances going waste, because even before DC started, Priya and Asim were doing live shows, but it was like, it was under somebody else's channel, somebody else posted in their official channel, and then nobody really notices it. So that's one reason why Nina used to record those, video recordings of those performances and then edit it and put it on DC channel, so that, people know it was us. So I think it was an unconscious effort. And
let me interrupt. I think, Harsh, one thing about this live performance, you mentioned live performance and channel. We started with first few live performances in the beginning. Okay, but we were like, okay, we did live performance. We do have videos of few live performances which we started in the beginning as well. But we thought that, okay, it will be more interesting to have our own music. Live performances, like, I'll just go, Priya will go, we'll sing. Others are not doing that much. They're just standing there as a chorus. So we thought, why not we have our own music? Now, if you want to have your own music, you want to create your own music, create your own video and everything, we don't have time for live performance. Because if you go for a live performance, first you have to prepare for it, then you come and then you create a video out of it. It'll take your entire time. So we had to take this decision that, okay, we focus only on YouTube so that we can create our own music. That was the main reason. And we were not doing for money or anything, because we all have our own jobs and profession and our family as well. So we were not doing it for money or views or anything. We just do it because we were
As a
enjoying.
passion, enjoying.
We enjoy each other company. It's like, it's just for us, it's just a excuse to spend more time together. That's it. And we used to meet, and that's how we started. We wanted to make our own music. That's why we started the YouTube channel.
That's a good way to face it, and good way to look at it, to be honest. Because like there's so many people out there who want to make YouTube videos for the sake of the money and all that, or the fame and all, but they crash immediately. Like immediately they fall down. But I find that the way that you guys look at it, it's not for the money, even though you guys are earning in your own separate jobs, which is fine. But you guys are not doing YouTube for the money. You're doing it for a good excuse for all of you guys to get together, meet up, enjoy, have fun, make videos together, which I feel like, even I don't know if you guys agree or not, which I feel is the best way to actually look at it when you make videos in general. Like for me, for example, I love doing this because I can just meet different people from different places. And then one thing that brings us common would be like the entertainment, because we all fall in the entertainment business, right? We like entertaining people through music, dance, entertainment, comedy. Yes, I saw your stand-up comedy, Asim, and other stuff as well. So that's why I feel like that's how people, people should look at making videos for YouTube, not for the sake of money, but for the sake of just getting together or doing something they love.
Yeah.
The art. Yes, the art indeed. Mm-hmm.
Me add to it, like as you mentioned earlier, the challenges. Although we are very united right now, but definitely behind the scenes we have our own challenges. We have our own differences in opinions. But
don't look at me.
Actually,
yeah, I'm specifically looking at
She
you.
was pointing at me, by the way.
We don't like Asim. We don't like Asim. Sweta and I hate Asim.
That is a difference of opinion.
Any, you don't even exist for me, by the way.
Oh, this dark past. I wonder. Yeah, such में coffee with Karan हो गया भाई. We're getting more dark interests out.
Skeletons in the closet. Yeah.
No, when we talking for last 5 minutes is the maximum contribution she has done.
Oh, no.
So the main aim is like to have a good outcome. But definitely we all, although we disagree initially, finally we agree to a point. So that is how we have still stayed united, and still we are composing very good music and songs and everything. And thanks to our wonderful team, everybody has their own, their own skills, and that's how we are still working together very well.
All these differences only keeping us getting better and better.
Yeah.
I would say.
That's good. That's a really good way to put it. Yeah.
Challenge that we had at times was when we used to record the videos was the location, like finding a good location, because every time outdoor was not possible.
Correct,
so then of course the team brainstormed, and Nina, Shweta, rest of us, we came up with the idea of using a green screen. And of course Nina used to and Asim did the editing. So that was a lot of efforts from their end, I would say, the editing part. So that was another challenge that we faced, finding a good location, also not having a proper recording studio. So then, these guys set it up.
Technically speaking, in the beginning, we had no idea how to record music. So eventually, slowly, Ninad learned LLMS and other software composing, software for composing music. So, but in the beginning, we had no idea how to record. We had no idea. So we'll do just randomly, and eventually, slowly, we realized that first we have to compose the background music, then we have to record the local vocals, and then we have to do the video. So it's a step-by-step thing. But in the beginning, when we did our first video, it was very random, haywire. So it took a lot of time to, to release that video also. So those were the technical challenges that we faced, that we learned eventually by doing more and more.
Okay. Yeah, agree with you there. Even I had the same issue. I was first recording with the headphones, right? With those proper, those gaming headphones. And then I went out, saved the money from events, and then I got myself a proper mic. And so, yeah, I get what you mean. I know what you mean. Like, it's technical is very, very important, especially when you're doing for sound, or I mean, for music, for singing, or even like for just normal recording videos in general. Technical is like one of the biggest things. We'll keep difficulties aside now. I don't want to start another fire between someone, but let's talk about what was your favorite video? Like, any of you guys can answer. Which one was your favorite video to make?
Aryan.
Yeah, can say.
Yarian is the first video which we like did, and it's close to our hearts. I think everyone will agree. we had like crazily so much fun when we shoot that video than doing the recording part. The video shoot was so much fun at very different locations, and like we tried to involve a lot of people also, like in between, and especially the exam scene. It was like very funny. So it's very close to our heart. Like, even to bring up the tears, those video shooting, we had so much of laughter behind that. We just acted like crying, but that that was actually, we were laughing so much. Yeah, we couldn't cry at all.
Yeah, we didn't take any glue.
Shweta and Snehta somehow managed to do that part.
This is how Shweta was crying. There was a scene, we were shooting in the silhouette. Sunset in the background. We went to Tangsui, Fisherman's Walk.
Hey.
Yeah, you stay nearby, right? So we went there for shoot, and the scene was about crying, and Shweta was crying like this.
Actually,
It was realistic, you know.
Yeah, it did look realistic because a lot of kids who saw that song actually felt the emotion.
They felt
Yeah,
very
we actually
Convey. Yeah. So,
Don't
and
control, Shweta. Don't cry.
especially my acting.
yes, Shweta's acting, definitely. But we received a lot of positive feedback on that video. It was so encouraging, and that is what kept us going eventually. And we really enjoyed shooting for that video, like Priya said, because we were all involved, different locations, and
Actually, that song itself was about friendship.
friendship. Yeah.
The theme of the song itself was about friendship, so we had a lot of fun.
Took us back to our college days.
I think that was the only video all 6 of us were there. I think
Yes.
After that, it was like maybe 1 or 2, but in that video, everybody was involved.
Yeah, we were all there.
I mean, on camera.
Yeah.
Also good stuff.
We've seen at different locations.
Different locations.
Yeah.
Different scenes also, birthday scene, emotional scene, like after college ends. So yeah.
Even after years, we see that we feel like very emotional. Like it just passes like in front of us, very fresh.
That's nice.
That's the one. Yeah.
Is there any other examples other than Is there one more? Just one more example of your favorite videos. Yeah.
I think I'll say there was the one which we did for Priya.
Yeah,
that was very
Ashia.
challenging.
Ashia.
Very challenging. Because it was our first original composition.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not about myself. So, that was one of the most difficult videos we did. I think it was full of special effects. If you see, you will not believe that we have done it only on green screen. That too on a very small green screen. So it was the video making of that song was very challenging, and we enjoyed a lot because it was totally shot in our home. So we really had a lot of fun.
Priya was standing on a green cloth. Imagine while doing the entire.
Yeah. That's when it got the green.
Our entire living room was covered with green, actually, cloth.
Yeah.
Wow.
But also, I think that song, the music, the lyrics, and everything, Priya's expressions, the way she sang,
It was amazing.
it was challenging, but it came out so well.
Yeah.
I think that is also very close to our heart.
The music.
All our videos, but Ashna was also very special.
That music and the lyrics I think that's the best part. And even a lot
I
of
think
my
everybody contributed in that song's music also.
Yes, yes.
Everybody came up. I think Priya came up with that alap, and Ninad came
Yeah.
up with that first. I think the beginning
Basic background.
music, bell sound.
Bell sound.
Everybody
Yeah.
contributed for the music in that one.
Okay. Since you've already answered some of the questions when you were introducing yourselves, so I'm not going to have you repeat those. But then, just the final question, one of the final questions I would say would be, what got you into music and what got you into dancing for some of you, or even like, well, the acting part came later on when you did DC, but let's just stick with the music for singing and maybe also for dancing, since I know 4 of you dance, including Ninad. But I'm just gonna pick on you, dude. Hey, dude, I can imagine you back there in the background with your little pom poms, you know. Dude, can we please have that happen in one of the Diwali balls? Just have Ninad come in with his pom poms. I'll get the pom poms, dude. You know, just there in the side. You'll be like, yeah, here's the Spectrum Diva.
Dole players.
Dole
He
magic.
played the dole in one
Oh,
of our
really?
Yeah, it was a very cool entrance, you know. For
Yeah.
some reason, the audio record,
Guys
the
did
audio
dance
file.
at the school function.
Not me.
Nina,
Ninad,
Prakash, Ajoy.
Yeah, he
Ajoy.
Yeah, Ajoy also, I remember.
yes. Oh God, Ajoy
They
did that.
danced, and all the
That was at the school. Yeah.
cheering and whistling. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
not part of DC or SD, but yeah, at one of the schools.
Yeah.
Okay.
They did.
Yeah, they're pretty good on stage. They just don't give
Right.
themselves that.
But yeah, so what got you into music, dancing, and singing? Well, yeah, dancing and singing. Yeah, music, dancing, and singing.
So me, oh, okay.
Sure, since I picked on you.
I mean, obviously, I mean, like from start itself, like, I mean, obviously, I used to listen to different music and everything, but frankly, I never thought we should. I mean, I never thought, okay, in future, I mean, I'll be having such a good friends around me, and we'll have something music of our own. Because I mean, obviously, I mean, I didn't know how to create music or anything, but I used to write some maybe poems or poems only. You would say, like, in maybe Marathi. Most of the poems were in Marathi only. But like when I met Shweta, she was also into the same. I mean, she also used to write poems. I think before also she also used to write in Marathi only. But like when we all meet and all, like somehow. I would say, like, it was something inside us, and when we met with all, like, Asim, Priya, Sneha, Reni, and somehow that it came out, like, I mean, like, with with everyone's company, everyone's maybe I mean motivation. So
Wow.
that's, yeah. So I did try to learn guitar. Though, but, I mean, obviously, it helped a bit to understand music a little. But yes, I mean, that's how, like, it got us into the music, especially for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, in my case, basically, like Ninad said, I used to write poems. Like since I was in 4th or 5th standard, I had written poems in English in school at that time. But and even like long poems, short poems in Marathi, English, both. But I never thought, like, ahead I would go, like when I would grow older, I would write actual songs and stuff. And
You are very old.
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, so writing was one part, and I also used to like play the keyboard. Like my dad got me the first keyboard when I was in 4th standard, and I learned to play it by myself initially. So like I didn't go for any classes or anything. And by 10th standard, I was I used to like immediately imitate any new songs, any new Hindi songs, whatever I would like. I used to just play, compose, and play. Then after my 10th standard, I thought, okay, why not? If I've already like knowing to play, why not learn classical this thing, harmonium and stuff. So that's after 11th standard, I joined classes, And I gave like around 3 exams for classical singing as well as playing the harmonium. And after marriage, after coming here, after meeting first Nina, like we used to first write small poems, and like later only after meeting all the like Asim, Sneha, Priya, Reni, then only we got motivated to like write more, and like, oh, then we realized, okay, we can do much more better, and that's how we started composing the music, and that's how we got into this.
All right, we'll just go down the road then. So next, where is next? Yeah.
Okay. My interest to singing and dancing both started since when I was a kid in school.
She's a natural.
So, so it's like in school, like everybody motivated me, and I was in school choir, lead singer. So that was like that really motivated me to learn music professionally. But then because of studies, I couldn't join until 12th standard. But when I was in first year in my BE, then I went for Carnatic music classes. And for 4 years it continued, and then later I got married and came here. So, but that 4 years I learned like at least the basics, which helped me to learn. I'm more interested into movie songs, cine songs than the Carnatic musics. So, but this Carnatic music basics helped me to connect it with the cine music, and I mean like the cine songs. So I learned to understand each and every, like the note, how does it go up and down, and the tune, the tempo, everything. So that 4 years was like it really helped me, and that's only that is going on. Like I keep listening to more songs, and I try to imitate that, and I try to learn the notes carefully. So that's how it's going on. I feel like I'm definitely a little better than when I was started. I hope for the best in the future. Same goes with the dance. Like till school and colleges, we were performing in schools and colleges. Then when we met here, I started with Shweta. Me and Shweta danced first. Then later we met all others, and we formed a dance group, and that's how it all started. And that both for music and dance, it's always yes, and we will definitely find time to put ourselves in that. That's it.
I would say that Priya's a natural. I mean, you wouldn't believe that she hasn't had any dance-related training.
Yeah, no training.
Yeah, she's a natural in both singing and dance. Say that. Well, when it comes to me, I have absolutely no training in dancing or singing, and the only singing I did as a kid or during college was in church, like when we have this church. And I think the one reason they chose me for that was because I had a very cute voice when I sing. My singing voice, you know, when I start singing, it's like a small kid's voice. So that was the appealing factor, I think. But I used to every time go off pitch. And when the instructor wanted to, you know, find who is the off pitch person, I would be like, you know, she's the one, Sunny. Yeah, so my singing, I did not have much of experience, but I've always been like a music addict. Even during college, when I was, I had to shift, like I had to stay away from my family, like for more than 5 years during my college life. And the only way I survived it was with my headphones over my ears, my books, and I would be on my bed listening to music like 24/7. So I'm a bit of a music addict. So that's why when they came up with the proposition of DC, I was really interested to see how it would go. And being part of DC was something I was really excited about. So that's how I was part of DC. And when it comes to dancing, I should say that initially, yeah, dancing was a more adventurous journey for me than when it comes to music. Because when it comes to music, I know, you know, like when I listen to something, I know if it's good or it's bad. And I feel like at least I've tested the waters. But when it comes to dancing, I had like absolutely no experience. And like I mentioned before, I still have severe stage fright. So, you know, like when I go on stage, initially it was really bad, in which, you know, I totally black out. I do my stuff and I come out of stage. But with each performance, it's been becoming better and better. and it's become a very it's felt so powerful, to actually overcome your greatest fear. And now, if when I go on stage, I don't feel the fear. I feel just excitement and the adrenaline rush and just the joy of dancing. And initially, when I started it, it was not to, it was not for the exposure or anything. It was just to hang out with the girls, because we started out as good friends, but then, working together on something, just like as in DC, when you work together on something, when you're doing something productive, apart from the usual wife gossips, you feel like you're going somewhere and you're doing something and you're getting to somewhere, you feel like you're growing as a person.
Of course.
And when you do that in a group, it's an exponential growth. You can do something more in a group than when you do it as by yourself. So that's the initial reason why I joined SD. And it was also a big break from my studies, because I was like, for 6 years, I was doing my PhD and it was on the brain. And most of my time was with the cells and with the mice I was experimenting on. So for me, it meant like coming for these practice sessions felt like it was like I was breathing again. I got my oxygen supply. So yeah, that's what DC and SD means to me.
Okay. And then the last two?
Okay, I actually, developed an interest in dance and music because my family, we all love dancing, we all love music. We don't need a reason or an occasion. So any party, any event, we are like on our toes. And yeah, when I joined college, my friend pulled me into some events. So that's how I started participating in dance performances, and I really started enjoying it. So I think it was very, like Rennie said, very relaxing, something that you has to really enjoy. And then I joined some dance classes, and eventually after moving to Taiwan also, luckily I met Rennie, Priya, Shweta, and the rest of the group. So I could, pursue that as a hobby. So yeah, here we are with our dance group. We all enjoy what we do. We, take time out of our busy schedules. That's the amount of efforts we put in. It's because we really enjoy. And the same goes for the, Desi Club also. I love music. I'm not a good singer. I'll be very honest. I'm terrible. But yeah, in whatever way I can contribute, I do. At least when it comes to marketing, communication, or giving suggestions. But I really enjoy. I really enjoy being a part of DC. I'm really glad I met all of them. Because it's like we are like family. To be very honest, and we enjoy what we do. So yes.
Yeah. And the last one?
Actually, I I've been singing my whole life. From I can't even remember. I used to love singing from the very beginning. I'm a kind of guy. If I like a song, I'll listen to it hundreds times, at least 100 times. I'll keep on listening, and that's how I learned. I don't have any training in singing. Nobody in my family knows anything about singing, or it's just I used to love some songs. I used to keep on listening, and I'll repeat, and so that's how I started singing. And I think not even in college. I used to not sing in college so much, but when we came here, yeah, I think once or twice I sang in a party, and everybody appreciated so much. So I thought, okay, these guys like it, so let's do it more and more. So yeah, so I did one or two performances. Everybody, appreciated a lot. So that's how interest developed. So yeah, so that's how. So I started enjoying singing that way. It's just that even now I'm like that. If I hear a song, if I like a song, at least for 3 or 4 days, I'll continuously keep on listening to it. It'll go on in my playlist on a repeat mode, and only when I get tired of it, then I'll stop that song. And by that time, I'll be very familiar with the song, and I can sing it without any problem. And when I was in college, I was mainly into acting. I used to do acting. I used to do street plays, stage plays, and everything I have done. And I was very serious about becoming an actor. but I got a job here. I just relocated. Then I think everything just. I think I just I just let it go. But then when we started DC, when we were making videos, I also enjoyed making the videos and writing the little bit like storyline about what the video is going to be all about, right? Writing the plot. So yeah, so I think I enjoy that video editing thing also. So that's my main hobby. That's singing, acting, and video editing. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna almost let you go. Don't worry. And just the last one was, well, there's two because one just popped in my head right now. So I was like, why not ask? Is there going to be a DC Junior? Because I know all of you have one or two kids each. So is there going to be a DC Junior? That's one question. And the last one, I'm going to say it now so you don't have to say it again. Well, I don't have to say it again. Is there any tips that you have for upcoming people who want to do this, make videos for YouTube or even just make videos in general? Is there any tips for them? So the first one I'm going to repeat, is there going to be DC Junior? And is there any tips for future video makers or singers or dancers who want to make videos for YouTube?
Actually, regarding DC Junior, I would say, obviously, as we are meeting, together, and generally when we meet, right, everyone has the kids. So obviously we meet along with the kids. So somehow I think this music, the process, what we are going through, the songs because they're also, experiencing the recording sessions. So sometimes they come along with us for shooting or when we go out or at home. So somehow I feel this will embed in their minds, and somehow this will nurture them to become, maybe musicians. It's finally up to them, whether they want to pursue this or not. But yeah, but somehow that interest will develop. I feel.
Yes, I think they are perceiving what we are doing at the moment, and even if they don't may or may not form a music club in future, we can never say about that. But still, they can use these the things we are doing together, this unity, or how do we overcome the challenges, or how we can even if there are many challenges, we can still do things, so many things, and so together. So definitely, these things are something that are inculcating on their minds, I feel. So that is definitely a good thing.
Okay.
But I'm sure they are very talented, than us. They're at a different level. The music, whatever we talk or we speak, when we practice, everything goes into their mind, and they're catching up so quick. And they are having a lot of creativity inside that, and they have the talent, but it's up to them if they form. But we will be the most happiest people group if they are ready to do that. Yep, we are looking forward.
Yeah, Prashant actually sings a few songs really well. Yes, so beatboxes, rap. He has his own YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn. All right. So the last question. Any tips for upcoming YouTube or just in general people who like making videos for singing or dancing? Any tips for them?
I would like to say here that if you want to be making money from YouTube, it's a full-time job. It's not something you can do part-time. It's going to take a lot of effort. It's going to take not just for music videos, any kind of video you are making. It's going to take a lot of time because no wonder, even if you have a lot of subscribers, you have to keep on maintaining that. You have to regularly keep posting new videos. So this is a full-time job. So anybody who thinks that they can do PhD or they're doing a job and side by side they can create and run a profitable YouTube channel, I think it's impractical, to be very honest. You have to completely devote everything. No wonder, no matter what you're doing or any kind of channel, you need to fully devote your time for that if you want to make money. So we are not those, we don't have any expertise there to tell you how to make money out of it. Our suggestion will be just if you want to pursue your passion, just keep doing it, not for the money, for your fun, for your interest, for your hobby. That's it.
Okay.
I think to run any channel, be it music or singing, dance, there is always a lot of challenges. So, one needs a lot of patience, actually. Yeah, you have to enjoy the process. You need to have a lot of patience, and you have to keep going. That's what's important. You don't give up, in the process. You might take
And
breaks, might have, difficulties as a team, but you have to keep going. That is extremely important. And I think these days there are a lot of social media channels like Facebook and Instagram, which can be utilized to advertise your, content. So that definitely helps. Like now, even we are trying. The team comes up with ideas. Like we should try doing this on Facebook, try doing that on Instagram, because it really helps. So YouTube and all these other social media channels are interlinked. So it definitely helps when it comes to marketing and giving your content, that branding and marketing. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So these are some tips.
and we need to keep keep people engaged and keep posting, like, so people don't forget us, and be consistent, come up with more creative ideas for videos, not just the same thing. So I think that's what I will say.
Amazing. So yeah, that's all for today. I'm so happy that you guys made time from your busy schedule and spent a little time here, shared your thoughts, and just kind of in a way also expose you guys out there so other people can know that you guys are here ready if you want to perform in any shows or events. You guys are here, so I guess it's a kind of a way in the free advertising for you guys to be here. But yeah, at the end of the day, I did enjoy having you guys here. So I would say thank you so much for coming along.
Thanks for interviewing
Thank you
us.
so much.
Inviting us. It was great being interviewed by you. Yeah. It was
Good
Thank you for
luck.
having us.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. So, well, that's all for today. Tune in for the next episode.